I found this film point and shoot camera in a charity shop for £3, but it was a gamble because when I opened the battery compartment, the batteries inside had all leaked and there was corrosion everywhere. So I got back home and I cleaned all the terminals with white vinegar and some isopropyl alcohol, and I replaced the batteries, and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, the camera came back to life. This is the Olympus Trip XB3 point and shoot camera. It's a 35mm camera that you would have got back in Dixon's in 1996, the week before you flew out to Greece on holiday with your mates. It was a trusted name, Olympus Trip. The people that bought these cameras did so on the assumption that they may get totally blind drunk on holiday at some taverna, and if they lost the camera, well, it only cost them around £30 back in the day. And looking at this catalogue from 1996, you can see just how popular these point and shoot cameras were. And looking at the basic ones, such as this camera, they're all about 30 quid, even cheaper, some a little bit more expensive. So it wasn't going to put a dent in your weekly wage. So essentially this camera is a basic point and shoot camera, ideal for those going on holiday trips just to take regular snaps. But this is where things start to slide. It has only one aperture, f6.3, and one shutter speed of 1/100th of a second, and a DX coded meter between 100 and 400 ISO. Which means if I hit the streets on a sunny, bright day shooting a 100 speed film, then I'm going to get my photographs are going to be slightly overexposed, which is fine. Most films have a good latitude for overexposure. It's also got a self timer, it's got a flash, and it's got a little tripod screw at the back if I want to put it on a tripod. It literally is a no frills camera. But is it any good in today's film photography resurgence that we've recently seen? So I thought I'd come down the beach and try it out. I've got the case with it as well. Look at that, £3 and a case. It takes AA batteries, and I've had to buy some fresh batteries along the way. So these cost me £3 as much as the camera did. I've chosen some Phoenix II to shoot. I'll get back and develop this. Hopefully it comes out all right. Now this is a 200 speed film. I did take some photographs with T-Max 400 just as a quick test around the house to make sure the camera worked. I only shot a quarter of the roll, cut it out and developed it. These are the photographs that I got back. They ain't that great, so I'm not expecting anything fantastic. So let's put the film inside the camera. In it goes. Like so. Close the back. Open the lens, that turns the camera on. I've got a little green light at the back saying the flash is ready, but the film's DX coded. There you go, it's gone to frame number 1. So the film's DX coded at 200 ISO. So I've got the GoPro around my neck, you guys can see what I'm shooting, and the distance is around about 4 feet, I think, with this camera. So yeah, so 4 feet, about 1.2 meters it reckons. So that's the closest distance I can get with this camera. So anything closer than that will just be a blurry old mess. It's also got automatic red eye function as well. So it eliminates any red eye. If you're taking pictures of people with a flash, it eliminates that. Turn the camera on, off we go. And the lens is, it's probably one of those little meniscus lenses. It's plastic, it's not glass, so I'm not expecting too much. First up, that little beach hut. We'll get some of that little bit colour there. 34. It's taken the shot and advanced the frame. And I've got to remember when I take a picture, it's only 1/100th of a second. So any shake, camera shake, movement is going to sort of slightly blur, I reckon. How would you have known that? How would anyone have known that back then, just buying this camera from the shop and going on holiday? Especially if they had a few drinks. I bet the pictures were blurry all over the place. Right, I'm going to get off the beach because people might think I'm a bit of a peeping Tom or something like that. I think I'm on frame number 7. Let's take a picture here from the hip. Just get a long shot. This man laying down, getting some rays. Oh, this is crazy. Today is one of the, well, I think it's the hottest day of the year so far, and it's about 85 in the UK. We're all burning. Oh, that's a nice picture. There's a couple there with umbrella. I'm going to get that eating ice cream. Excuse me, do you mind? It's fantastic with the umbrella for a photograph in the sun. Oh, wonderful. Thank you very much. Enjoy your ice cream. Doesn't hurt to ask. must say this is quite enjoyable shooting. I'm actually enjoying it. There's nothing to think about apart from pressing the button. A bit like Pentax the 17 and my other old cameras. Like that scaffold shot. Health and safety. Sorry, my fault. I wonder if he'd let me get a picture of him playing his guitar. Nice, I didn't mean to startle you, I was just admiring your playing.
Oh, I can't play, mate.
Oh, it sounds good.
I used to play, but I've got neuropathy in my fingers now.
Oh, bless you.
I can't feel it.
Oh, it sounded good anyway, you enjoying yourself?
Good play? Good, yeah.
Can I get a photograph of you?
Yeah, sure.
While I'm walking by with my camera.
I know what it's telling me. I don't have to stand so tall. I can read it easily. In letters standing out so bold, it's telling me we're through, and your love is running cold from a top colored blue. I see the writing on the wall.
That's wonderful, take care, have a lovely day. Enjoy your music.
Can you get manage it? Yeah.
Thank you very much. Oh, that was Pete and his guitar. Absolutely incredible. 84, what did he say? Wow. Again. Oh, lovely umbrella. Not too hot for you, mate, is it? I just went around the beach area and I'm just thinking the way that a normal tourist would. If they come here on the holiday, they'd be taking pictures, probably not on one of these, on their mobile phone no doubt, but I'm just taking pictures as anyone else would have done with this sort of camera maybe back in the day. But I did find Pete playing his guitar. What an amazing bloke. And I've seen him plenty of times as I've walked past over the years. He's always in there, and that was the first time I've sort of approached him. And lo and behold, he's playing a guitar and played me out a couple of tunes. 84 years old. What a nice guy. Got a couple of pictures of Pete and a few pictures of a few other people as they're walking around. So I've got one more shot left, I think. I don't know what happens now. 36 it says. Bloke walking by. It doesn't say end or anything like that. I don't know if it'll just keep clicking. What does it do? Oh, there you go, it's just stopped. Oh, it started to rewind back on its own. There it goes. Will it end? Is it 104 frames on it or what? I thought it's going to stop. Still going. Well, that took a while, didn't it? Let's get back, develop the film, see what pictures we've got. That was fun. I must admit, that was fun. So the camera rewinds the film and leaves the leader out, a developing lab's dream, no doubt. But what about the photos? Well, of course, well, they were total crap. But what the whole point of this was, I wanted to just snap away as if I was on holiday back in 1996, except Ilford at the time didn't have Phoenix back then, which, by the way, I developed in a developer which was pretty much on its last legs. But what I really wanted to see was how this lens and camera performed. The aperture of f6.3 and the focal length was ideal for these sort of holiday snaps, but I found the lens to be a little bit soft, especially around the edges, which is what you'd expect from a cheap point and shoot. Today, these cameras are just reminders of how we took photographs 30 years ago. But when digital came in, everyone was after the digital point and shoots. And of course, nowadays, everyone just uses their camera phones. But that's not to rule out point and shoots altogether. Don't forget, this is a very, very basic one, pretty much a disposable camera model made to keep and reuse. The higher end point and shoots are well worth hunting for, with better lenses, better metering, and they are fun to shoot, especially if you want to go and shoot some street photography with no fuss, and you can just blend into the crowd and sort of shoot from the hip. But I certainly won't be shooting this camera again anytime soon. I could load it with film and put it in the car, but I'd probably forget it was there, and to be honest with you, it's not really my thing. I'll more than likely just give it to the children in the family when they come to visit, so they can just go off and have some fun and shoot some film using this camera. So for £3 it was worth it. Drop a comment, guys, if you use a point and shoot. Let me know which model you've got and what you use it for. Thanks very much for watching, and a massive thanks to all the Patreons and YouTube members that help support the channel and keep me making like these sort of videos. And thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.